Number 1. People believe what they feel first, then justify it with logic. You think people make decisions with facts, but they don't. They feel a warm glance, a smile that fits their pain, a voice that mirrors their story, and then they go searching for reasons to defend what they already believe. This is why truth bends, not to logic, but to emotion. If you want to persuade, speak to the heart first. The mind will follow. Feelings don't ask for permission. They anchor everything else in silence. Number 2, the person asking the questions controls the conversation. It sounds gentle, passive, curious, but questions steer the ship. They shine light where you want it and keep shadows hidden. Questions frame reality. They suggest direction. They imply authority without force. Control isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the whisper that pulls the thread. Ask the right question, and you shift someone's world without ever raising your voice. Number 3, confidence is remembered longer than correctness. The way you say it often matters more than what you say. We trust tone, rhythm, certainty, because our brains crave structure, and confidence feels like safety, even if the answer is wrong. If it's said with calm certainty, we believe it. The truth can stumble, but confidence walks in a straight line. So people follow. Learn to carry your voice like a compass, not just a sound, but a direction. Number 4, people don't resist change, they resist being changed. Change isn't the enemy, control is. When people feel forced, they build walls. Not because they hate the new, but because they didn't choose it. Let someone open the door on their own, and they'll walk through. Push them, and they plant their feet, even if the ground beneath is burning. Choice is sacred, even illusion of choice. Honor it, and people move. Number 5, the brain doesn't want to be right, it wants to stay safe. Every thought passes through a gate. Is this familiar? Is this dangerous? We defend beliefs not because they're true, but because they protect our identity. Truth is secondary to safety. That's why people cling to falsehoods, because those lies are wrapped in comfort, wrapped in tribe, wrapped in history. To challenge them is to feel alone. So the mind defends, not truth, but shelter. Number 6, the way someone treats you is more about them than you. Their anger, their distance, their silence. It's a mirror, not a judgment. Most people walk through the world seeing ghosts, responding to wounds you never gave them. You become a placeholder, a symbol in their unfinished story. So when they react, pause. Don't take it in. It's not about you. It's about what you remind them of. Number 7, familiar pain feels safer than unknown joy. People stay in toxic places, not because they like it, but because they know the rules there. They know the corners, the silences, the explosions. New happiness feels foreign. It demands new muscles, new trust, new self-worth, and that's terrifying. So they return to old ache, not out of weakness, but habit. The devil you know is not safer, but it whispers in a language you understand. Number 8, what you tolerate becomes your identity, not what you believe, not what you dream, but what you allow. The slow leaks, the quiet betrayals, the almosts, they shape your edges. We teach the world how to treat us. With every yes we didn't mean, with every boundary we bent. Identity isn't just built by bold moments. It's formed in the background noise, in the stillness where you let things slide. Number 9, people remember how you made them feel long after they forget your words. The exact phrasing fades. The logic dissolves. but the sensation lingers. Warmth, shame, awe, peace. We anchor people to emotions, not speeches. You are not your argument. You are your energy. Every interaction plants a seed, and that seed grows into memory. Water it with intention. Number 10. You become who you pretend to be, so choose your masks carefully. The lines you fake soon blur. You act confident long enough, and your neurons believe it. You act helpless long enough, and your spine forgets how to stand. Every mask leaves residue. Your brain doesn't always know the difference between pretend and practice. So be deliberate, even when you lie to survive. Make sure the lie doesn't become your reflection. Number 11. Most people aren't listening, they're waiting to speak. They nod, but their mind is writing replies. They hold eye contact, but their ears are closed. True listening is rare. It requires ego to dissolve. It demands presence, and presence is uncomfortable. Because when you truly listen, you become a mirror. You absorb without defending. And most people fear reflection, so they fill silence with noise. Not connection, but protection. Number 12. The loudest person is usually the weakest. Noise is armor. Volume is camouflage. People who are whole don't shout to be seen. They speak when necessary and leave space in their words. Insecurity demands attention. Security lets go of performance. If someone always needs to dominate the room, it's because they feel small without it. Real strength is quiet, like deep water, still on the surface, but infinite beneath. Number 13. What you judge in others reveals what you hide in yourself. We see our shadows in other people, and we flinch. We mock the behaviors we once carried, or fear we still do. That's projection, a defense mechanism dressed in moral clothing. When you feel the urge to judge, pause. Ask, what part of me is threatened by this? Judgment often says more about the observer than the observed. And in that reflection is your next step toward healing. Number 14. You don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. Your past paints your lens. Your fears tint the colors. Your dreams shape the edges. The world is filtered through your nervous system, through your beliefs, through your pain. So when two people see the same moment, they don't see the same truth. They see themselves. That's why arguments rarely fix perception. You're not debating facts. You're confronting identities. Number 15. People don't fear failure. They fear being seen failing. Alone, you'll try anything. You'll stumble and laugh. But the moment eyes are on you, shame creeps in, because now failure feels public. Now it's a label, not a lesson. This is why dreams are often delayed, not by obstacles, but by imagined humiliation. Free yourself from needing to impress, and suddenly, you're free to grow. Number 16. Repetition reprograms the mind faster than logic ever will. Tell someone a truth once, they may nod. Repeat it gently, daily, and it sinks below thought, into belief, because the mind is molded by rhythm, like water shaping stone. Even lies become gospel through repetition. So be careful what you rehearse. Be careful what you chant in your head. Your thoughts are scripts, and every line becomes a life. Number 17. You can't love someone into loving themselves, no matter how brightly you shine. You cannot heal a mirror that won't reflect. You can pour oceans of kindness, and they may still feel dry, because love is received through self-worth, and without it, Even the purest devotion feels suspicious. You can walk beside them, but you cannot walk for them. You cannot outrun their demons while they stand still. Number 18. Your attention is your most valuable currency. What you focus on grows, not because it changes, but because you feed it. The news, the doubt, the chaos. It thrives when you stare. Attention gives it breath. So choose wisely. Your peace depends on what you nourish. Guard your focus like treasure, because everything competing for it wants to own your inner world. Number 19. Freedom isn't doing what you want, it's wanting what you do. Desire without alignment is a cage. You chase and chase, but never feel whole. True freedom is waking up and feeling right where you are. Not because it's perfect, but because you're aligned. When you want your now, you stop needing escape, and suddenly, life feels less like a chase and more like a homecoming. Number 20. You teach people how to love you by how you love yourself. You are the blueprint, the example, the mirror. When you treat yourself with respect, others learn the script. When you abandon yourself, they take notes. Self-love isn't just healing, it's instruction. So set the tone. Speak gently to your reflection. Show the world how it's done, and the right ones will follow suit. Number 21. The brain treats imagined experiences almost the same as real ones. Close your eyes, and your body listens. Picture falling, and your stomach flips. Imagine a smile, and your heart warms. Your nervous system doesn't ask for proof. It reacts to belief, to symbols, to story. This is the power of visualization. You can rehearse peace, practice courage, train joy like a muscle. Your inner world can shape your outer one, if you let it lead. Number 22. People respect boundaries more when you don't explain them. You think you need a reason, a story, a justification. But boundaries are not negotiations. They're declarations. The more you explain, the more you invite debate. Stand calmly, say no gently, and leave space. Respect is found in stillness. When your energy says, I know my worth, people feel it, and they adjust. Number 23. Silence often speaks louder than words. In stillness, you reveal truth, not by filling space, but by holding it. People rush to talk, to explain, to justify. But silence? It's a mirror that makes people squirm. It invites honesty. It reveals intention. When you can sit with the quiet, you become the calm in chaos, and others lean in, because silence feels rare, and rare feels powerful. Number 24. The mind can't hold gratitude and fear at the same time. They compete for the same space. Gratitude grounds you. Fear scatters you. When you name what's good, fear loses its grip, not because danger disappears, but because presence returns. Gratitude is a flashlight. In the tunnels of uncertainty, practice it not to be naive, but to be anchored, to remind your body that peace is a choice. Number 25. You overestimate what others think of you and underestimate how little they care. The spotlight effect is a trick. You feel watched, judged, remembered, but most people are busy surviving themselves. They forget your flaws. They forget your stumbles, because they're replaying their own. This is freedom, not invisibility, but irrelevance. You're not the center of their world, and that's a gift. It means you can try, fall, and rise without an audience. Number 26. The way you speak to yourself becomes the way you see the world. Every internal whisper sets a tone. If you speak in kindness, the world softens. If you speak in shame, everything feels sharp. Your thoughts tint your vision, like stained glass on your perception. So be gentle in the way you narrate your life. Speak like you're healing, not punishing. The outer world may resist you, but your inner world? That's where your freedom begins. Number 27. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for your nervous system. You carry the weight long after the wound, the anger, the story, the tension in your chest. It lives in your muscles, in your sleep, in your breath. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing the poison from your own bloodstream. It's not weakness, it's detox. You forgive so you can exhale, so you can move forward, lighter. Number 28. Who you surround yourself with is who you become. We absorb more than we choose. Mannerisms, energy, beliefs. You sit in a room long enough, and you start to echo it. This is why proximity matters. Not just love, but alignment. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your future, not your past. Your circle isn't just company, it's momentum. Choose it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Number 29. Clarity feels like peace. Confusion feels like tension. When something is right, your body knows. The breath deepens, the chest opens. When it's wrong, your stomach tightens, your shoulders rise, even if your mind is undecided. Your body keeps score, so when faced with a decision, don't just think, feel. Ask your breath, your gut, your spine. They speak truth without language. You just have to listen. Number 30. Self-discipline is a form of self-respect. It's not punishment. It's devotion to your future, to your values, to your quiet promises. Every time you show up, you say, I matter, not to the world, but to yourself. Discipline isn't rigid. It's sacred, a gentle structure that holds your freedom. You don't force it, you honor it. Number 31. You can't escape your patterns until you name them. They live in repetition, in choices that echo yesterday, in moments that feel familiar, but leave you empty until you call it by name. It owns you. Patterns hide in the ordinary, in who you chase, in what you avoid, in how you self-sabotage. Once you speak it, it loses power. Awareness is the first step out of the loop. Number 32. What you envy reveals your hidden desires. Envy is not darkness. It's a flashlight pointing toward your longing. When you feel it, don't judge it. Study it. Ask, what part of me is aching for that? What am I ready to receive, but afraid to pursue? Envy can be a map, a compass of unspoken dreams. If you read it with curiosity, it shows you where you're meant to grow. Number 33. The way you end things teaches people how you value beginnings. Closure is a mirror, not just for the other, but for yourself. Do you ghost? Do you explode? Do you vanish without grace? Or do you honor the season that was? How you say goodbye echoes in your future. It shows whether you live with presence or avoidance. Endings are sacred rituals. They clear the space for what's next. Number 34. Attention heals more than advice. You want to fix, to say the right thing, to offer a solution. But most wounds don't need logic. They need presence. Someone to sit beside the ache, without rushing it away, to say, I see you, without needing to change you. Healing happens in safety, and safety is found in stillness. Not in solving, but in staying. Number 35. Perfection is a mask that hides your humanity. You polish your edges. You hide your cracks, thinking you'll be more lovable, more worthy, but people connect to what's real. Not flawless. They love your dents, your quirks, your honesty. Perfection builds pedestals, but connection builds bridges. Be seen in your rawness, and you'll find the love that reaches deeper. Number 36. Time doesn't heal all wounds, it just covers them in dust. Time passes, but pain burrows. If you ignore it, it doesn't vanish. It hibernates. It grows roots in your body, in your triggers, in your silence. Healing takes intention. Time may soften the edges, but only presence unravels the knot. You must sit with the pain to truly release it. Number 37. You can love people from a distance and still honor yourself. Not every love is meant to stay close. Some connections are sacred, but unsafe. You can hold them in your heart and still walk away. Distance isn't cold. It's sometimes the warmest thing you can do. For yourself, for them. Love without boundaries becomes self-abandonment. Love with space becomes wisdom. Number 38. Every emotion is a messenger, not a master. Feelings rise, and we panic. We think they define us or control us. But emotions are clouds, not the sky. They pass through, bringing messages, but not commands. Listen to their wisdom, but don't hand them the wheel. You are the sky, not the storm. Number 39. Your inner child isn't gone, just buried under survival. The wonder, the laughter, the softness. It's still there, just hidden behind layers of heartbreak, disappointment, expectation. You protected yourself, but in doing so, you hid the magic too. Talk to your inner child, not as a weakness, but as a return home. That voice inside you still believes in joy. Number 40. You don't need motivation, you need structure. Motivation fades, like a match in the rain. It burns quick and dies faster. But structure? That's a lighthouse, a rhythm you return to on days you feel lost. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a home for your goals. Motivation is the spark. Structure is the firewood. Number 41. Peace isn't the absence of noise, it's the presence of inner stillness. The world hums, always. But peace isn't found in silence around you. It's the quiet you build within, when your breath slows and your thoughts stop screaming. You hear something softer. Stillness doesn't come from perfect conditions. It comes from practice. It's choosing not to react, even when chaos invites you to dance. Peace isn't a place, it's a decision. Number 42. You can outgrow people without hating them. Not every departure needs a villain. Sometimes you simply grow taller, while they stay rooted in the same soil. Growth feels lonely, but it's not betrayal. It's transformation. You're allowed to change shape and still wish them well. Distance doesn't cancel love. It just gives it room to breathe differently. Number 43. Self-awareness without self-compassion becomes self-criticism. Seeing your flaws, your habits, your shadows. That's power, but only if it's paired with kindness. Otherwise, it turns into judgment. You don't grow by beating yourself up. You grow by holding space for who you were, while stepping gently toward who you're becoming. Awareness is the light. Compassion is the warmth. You need both to bloom. Number 44. People who trigger you are often your best teachers. Not because they're wise, but because they show you what still hurts. They poke at wounds you forgot you had. Reactions are road signs. They point toward healing. Triggers reveal what hasn't been met with understanding. Instead of running, get curious. Ask, what is this reaction protecting? Then breathe and begin again. Number 45. You'll never be fully ready. Start anyway. Readiness is a myth. It's a story we tell to delay discomfort. But most breakthroughs begin with shaking hands and uncertain steps. You learn by doing, by fumbling, by beginning imperfectly. Courage isn't clarity. It's movement in the fog. Start before you believe you can. That's where growth lives. Number 46. Most problems are worsened by avoidance, not difficulty. It's not the issue itself. It's the running from it. The delay, the denial, the distortion. Problems swell in the shadows. Avoidance feeds them. Facing the truth shrinks them. What you avoid becomes your prison. What you face becomes your path. Don't wait for it to vanish. Meet it head on and watch the fear dissolve. Number 47. Comparison is a thief dressed like motivation. It promises drive, but delivers doubt. You scroll, you stare, you ache, and think you're falling behind. But their life is a trailer, not the full film, and your path was never meant to be theirs. Comparison distracts from alignment. It pulls you off your center. You don't need to be better than them. Just more honest with yourself. Number 48. Intuition speaks in whispers, not commands. It's subtle, a tug, a pause, a chill. It rarely shouts. It gently nudges. But we often drown it in logic, in planning, in overthinking. To hear it, you must quiet everything else. It's not a voice. It's a knowing, and when you learn to trust it, you rarely regret it. Number 49. Healing doesn't erase pain. It transforms your relationship with it. The wound may remain, but it stops bleeding. You remember, but without flinching. You tell the story, and your voice doesn't crack. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means no longer living there. The memory becomes a chapter, not the whole book. Pain becomes wisdom, not identity. Number 50. The things you admire in others are already seeds inside you. You notice their light because you carry it too. What inspires you is a mirror pointing to your potential. You wouldn't see it if you didn't have it. So don't idolize from a distance. Water the seed in yourself. Let it grow its own way. Admiration is recognition of who you're becoming. Number 51. You are not lazy. You are overwhelmed, disconnected, or uninspired. The label of laziness is rarely true. It hides burnout, sadness, confusion. You're not broken. You're tired. You're stuck in loops that don't nourish you. Motivation dies when meaning is absent, and purpose fades when pressure takes its place. What you need isn't shame. It's gentleness, permission to rest, and then small steps towards something that lights you up again. Number 52. The version of you that people miss is often the version that abandoned itself. They say they want the old you back, but the old you was bending, pleasing, shrinking, to be loved, to be safe. And now that you've drawn a line, they call it change, they call it cold, but it's actually return to yourself, to truth. The version you miss should be the one that honored you, not the one that betrayed you for belonging. Number 53. You can't receive more if your hands are full of what no longer fits. We hold on tightly to habits, to people, to identities that once served us, but now weigh us down. We fear the empty space, so we cling to the familiar pain. Let go, not because it's easy, but because it's the only way to grow. Your hands must be open to receive, even if what you release once felt like home. Number 54. Most conversations are just people taking turns being misunderstood. We speak, hoping to be heard, but often we're heard through filters of memory, fear, distraction. They're not listening to your words. They're translating them into their own story. That's why clarity is rare, and why patience is a superpower. Speak slowly, ask for understanding, and when it's missing, don't take it personally. We're all just trying to decode each other. Number 55. Nothing grows in your comfort zone except regret. It feels safe, warm, familiar, but it's also where dreams dissolve. Because comfort is a still pond, and stillness without expansion becomes stagnation. Growth is awkward, messy, loud. It cracks the shell of who you were. You don't have to leap, but you do have to move. Even a shuffle forward breaks the cycle. Number 56. You attract what you believe you deserve, not what you want, not what you say aloud, but what you deeply expect. If you think love must hurt, you'll chase it in pain. If you think joy is fleeting, you'll push it away when it stays too long. The subconscious sets the ceiling. Raise your beliefs, and life will rise with you. Number 57. The brain is wired to seek patterns, even if none exist. You search for meaning, in glances, in silence, in timing. You build stories from fragments, because certainty feels safer than randomness. This is both a gift and a trap, because sometimes there is no deeper meaning. Only noise, only chance. Wisdom is knowing when to question the pattern, and when to let go of the need for one. Number 58. Vulnerability is strength that knows its own limits. It's not weakness. It's bravery wrapped in honesty. To say, this is where I ache. This is where I'm unsure. Is to invite real connection. Vulnerability doesn't mean collapse. It means openness with boundaries. Truth without apology. The strongest people you know are the ones who cry without shame and still rise with softness intact. Number 59. Your healing is not a performance, it's a private revolution. You don't owe anyone proof, or updates, or milestones marked with applause. Healing happens in the quiet moments, in the choices no one sees, in the days you show up for yourself, even when no one else would notice if you didn't. This is your path, not a show. You don't have to share your cocoon. Just wait until you're ready to fly. Number 60. Vibes don't lie, but projections do. You feel something off and think it's them, but sometimes it's you. You're carrying old pain, old fear, old stories, and you paint them onto strangers. This is projection, an invisible lens. To tell the difference, you must slow down. Ask, am I reacting to this moment, or to a ghost from my past? Awareness turns tension into clarity. Number 61. Boundaries don't keep others out, they keep you in. They are not walls, but frames. They protect your time, your energy, your peace. Without them, you bleed into everything and forget who you are. Boundaries let you stay soft without being swallowed. They're not about punishment. They're about preservation. They say, I matter too, and those who honor them are the ones meant to stay close. Number 62. Sometimes, not getting what you want is a form of divine protection. You begged for it, prayed for it, planned around it, but it slipped away, and in the ache that followed, a truth whispered, you weren't being denied. You were being redirected toward peace, toward alignment, toward something deeper. Rejection hurts, but often it's a closed door that saves you from a fire you couldn't see yet. Number 63. The story you tell yourself becomes the life you live. Narrative is power. If you tell yourself you're broken, you act broken. If you say you're unlucky, life confirms it. Words shape perception, and perception shapes behavior. So rewrite gently, not with lies, but with better questions. What if I'm learning? What if I'm healing? What if I'm stronger than I've ever known? Start there. Number 64. People mirror the way you treat yourself. If you rush to please, they expect obedience. If you speak kindly to yourself, they speak with care. You are the first model of your own value. Others pick up on the tone you set. So love yourself visibly. Soften your own voice. Raise your own standards. And watch the world reflect it back. Number 65. The mind replays what the heart hasn't accepted. You loop the memory, the moment, the sentence, because it's unfinished, unforgiven, unfelt. Acceptance doesn't mean approval. It means saying, this happened, and I survived. Only then can the echo fade. Only then can peace begin. Healing starts when you stop trying to rewrite the past and start holding it with compassion instead. Number 66. You can't hate yourself into a version you'll love. Criticism won't sculpt worth. Shame won't inspire wholeness. You can't grow through self-abuse. It's like watering a flower with acid. Change blossoms in safety, in love, in warmth. Speak to yourself the way you would a child learning to walk. Gentle, patient, proud. That's how transformation lasts. Number 67. Who you pretend to be in order to survive becomes who you believe you are. You wear the mask long enough, and it sticks. It started as protection, but now it's identity. You smile when you're breaking. You say you're fine when you're drowning. But deep inside, the real you waits, soft, unseen, wanting to breathe again. Peel back slowly and let yourself reintroduce who you've always been. Number 68. You don't always need clarity, you need trust. We chase answers, maps, control, but life rarely hands us blueprints. Only moments and instinct. Sometimes the fog won't lift, and you must walk anyway. Trust is walking in the dark, and knowing the ground will meet you. Clarity may come later, but trust gets you there first. Number 69. Not every emotion is yours to carry. You absorb moods like a sponge. Anger that isn't yours. Sadness that passed through someone else first. Empaths confuse feeling with responsibility, but just because you feel it doesn't mean you must fix it. Let it pass through, not settle in. You are a vessel, not a storage unit. Number 70. The most powerful thing you can do is respond, not react. Reaction is impulse. It's raw, immediate, often tangled in old wounds. But response? That's pause, presence, power. When you choose response over reaction, you reclaim control. You step out of survival and into intention. Between stimulus and action, there is space. And in that space, you find your freedom. Number 71. You don't need to be understood by everyone to be at peace. They might not get you. Your choices, your boundaries, your silence. And that's okay. Understanding is a gift. not a requirement. You are not an open book for anyone who demands a page. Let them misunderstand. Let them wonder. If your soul feels clear, you owe no further explanation. Number 72. Vices are often disguised as comfort. Scrolling, snacking, numbing. They feel soft, but they steal from you silently. They mimic relief, but trade long-term peace for short-term escape. Comfort isn't bad, but beware the kind that keeps you stuck. Ask, does this restore me? Or just distract me? There's a difference. One feeds you, the other feeds your emptiness. Number 73. You can mourn what hurt you. It sounds strange to grieve the very thing that broke you, but trauma is layered. There were good moments in the fire, laughter inside the chaos. And when you walk away, you don't just lose the pain, you lose the hope that kept you there. It's okay to miss what you had to leave, even if it wasn't safe. Number 74. Letting go is not one moment, it's a practice. You don't just release once, you release daily, with each thought that returns, with each memory that tightens its grip. Letting go is a choice repeated, over and over, until one day, it's not a battle anymore. It's just peace, soft and quiet, where the weight used to be. Number 75. Most people are not thinking about you as much as you think. Your flaws, your outfit, that thing you said, they vanish quickly from others' minds, because everyone is the center of their own world, not yours. This is freedom, to stumble without shame, to speak without rehearsing forever. You're allowed to exist imperfectly, because no one is keeping score but you. Number 76. Resentment is unspoken truth trying to get your attention. It builds slowly, from words not said, needs not voiced, boundaries crossed in silence. You feel it in your body, tight jaw, heavy chest, tired smile. Resentment says, something here is not okay. Listen to it, not to explode, but to realign. It's not a fire to fear. It's a compass in disguise. Number 77. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means look closer. It rises fast, telling you to freeze, to flee. But fear isn't always the enemy. Sometimes it's information, a signal that something matters, that you're near an edge worth crossing. Don't run from it immediately. Sit with it. Ask it why it came. Sometimes fear shows up when you're getting close to who you really are. Number 78. You don't have to respond right away to be worthy. You can pause. You can breathe. You can take a walk before replying. Urgency is not always truth. Sometimes it's anxiety dressed in responsibility. Let people wait. Let yourself reflect. Your value is not measured in speed, but in intention, in presence, and in how rooted your answer feels. Number 79. Healing is remembering you were never broken. You cracked. You bent. But you didn't disappear. The pieces remained, waiting for you to gather them with care. You are not starting over. You are returning to the softness that always lived beneath the scars. Healing is not fixing what's wrong. It's uncovering what's always been whole underneath. Number 80. Stillness is not laziness. It's sacred. In a world obsessed with motion, stillness feels like rebellion, but it's in the quiet where insight lives, where truth rises gently from the fog. The mind slows, the soul exhales, and you remember, you are not your pace. You are not your output. You are allowed to just be, and that alone is enough. Number 81. Not everything that weighs you down is yours to carry. You hold expectations, pain, responsibilities that don't belong to you, inherited burdens, generational guilt, stories that were never yours. You were taught to carry them, but not to question them. Freedom begins with asking, does this belong to me? And if the answer is no, set it down gently and walk lighter. Number 82. Clarity often comes after the choice, not before. We wait for signs, certainty, green lights, but the truth is, clarity reveals itself in motion, like fog lifting only once you begin walking. Don't wait forever to know. Sometimes the knowing comes after the leap, after the breath, after the risk. Choose first, and let clarity find you on the way. Number 83. Your triggers are portals, not prisons. When you're triggered, it feels like regression, like weakness. But in truth, it's an invitation to meet a younger part of yourself, to sit beside them, to listen instead of react. Every trigger holds a memory, a need unmet, a boundary broken long ago. Walk through the portal and begin to rewrite the script. Number 84. Presence is the antidote to anxiety. Anxiety lives in the future, in the what-ifs, the imagined spirals. But presence pulls you back, to breath, to body, to now. Now is rarely unbearable. It's the forecast that overwhelms. Come back to what's real. This moment, this breath, this heartbeat. You are already surviving it. Number 85. You don't owe anyone the version of you they remember. You're allowed to change, to grow, to shed. They may want the old you, the one who bent, smiled through discomfort, but you are not required to stay small for their comfort. Let them mourn the version they knew, while you step fully into who you are becoming. Memory is not a contract. You are free. Number 86. Saying no is a form of self-trust. You don't need an excuse, a perfect reason, a rehearsed speech. No is enough. It is a boundary wrapped in courage. Each time you say it, you affirm, I trust myself. I trust my energy. I trust my rhythm. Saying no clears the path for what's true, for what's meant. Number 87. Most people don't change until the discomfort of staying the same outweighs the fear of change. Comfort protects you, even when it hurts. But one day, staying still burns more than stepping forward. And in that tension, transformation begins. Not out of courage at first, but out of necessity. The cocoon cracks, not from force, but from readiness. Number 88. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress. You can celebrate yourself and still want to grow. You can hold pride and still stretch upward. It's not contradiction, it's balance. You are not broken for wanting more, and you are not wrong for loving what is. Both truths can breathe together, in the same body, in the same moment. Number 89. Validation feels good, but self-approval lasts longer. Applause fades. Compliments are echoes. But what you believe about yourself, that's the foundation. When you stop outsourcing your worth, you become unshakable. You learn to whisper, I am proud. I am enough. And those words soothe deeper than anything external ever could. Number 90. You are not late. You are right on your soul's schedule. The timeline you follow was built by comparison, but your soul moves differently. It blooms in seasons that don't follow the clock. Some lessons arrive early, some loves arrive late, but none are wrong. Your pace is sacred. Your path is unfolding. Not behind, not ahead, just exactly as it should. Number 91. You are allowed to start over, no matter how many times it takes. The world whispers about failure, but it forgets how powerful rebirth is. You are not bound by yesterday's choices. You are allowed to reset, to shift direction, to try again. This is not weakness. It is resilience in disguise. Each fresh start is a sacred act of self-respect. You can begin again, as many times as your heart asks you to. Number 92. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. Trauma lives in tissue, in clenched fists, tight shoulders, restless legs. The body keeps score, even when the mind erases the page. This is why healing must be physical too, through movement, rest, breath, touch. To release pain, you must also listen where it hides. Your body is not betraying you. It is begging you to come home. Number 93. Emotions are not weaknesses, they are signals. Anger is protection. Sadness is release. Fear is caution. Joy is alignment. They are not enemies to suppress. They are messengers to welcome. Feel them fully, without shame, without judgment. They rise, they teach, they pass. You are not ruled by them, but you are wise to learn from them. Number 94. Most of what you fear is imagination rehearsing failure. You haven't fallen yet, but your mind has already built the fall. You see every crack, every stumble, and none of it has happened. This is anxiety's trick, a future painted by past wounds. But you can interrupt the scene. Choose a new rehearsal, where things go right, where you land softly, and live fully. Number 95. Not every thought is true just because it's loud. Some thoughts shout because they're afraid of being challenged. They echo through the mind, not from wisdom, but from habit. You don't have to believe everything you think, especially the cruel parts, especially the doubt. Observe the thought, but don't become it. You are the awareness, not the noise. Number 96. Slowing down often gets you there faster. Speed without direction is chaos, but presence is precision. When you move with intention, you skip fewer steps. You make fewer mistakes. You arrive clear. Life isn't a race. It's a rhythm. Find your pace, not the world's, and let depth replace haste. Number 97. The way you love others is limited by how deeply you accept yourself. You can't pour endlessly from a cracked vessel. You can't give what you won't receive. And you can't hold someone fully if you reject your own heart. Self-love isn't selfish. It's the blueprint, the practice ground for every connection beyond you. Begin inward and let your love stretch outward. Number 98. Happiness is not a destination, it's a practice. You won't arrive at it one day, like a finish line, because it isn't somewhere you reach. It's something you create in small choices, in mindful moments, in presence, in gratitude. You craft it gently, every single day. Happiness doesn't happen to you. You build it. Number 99. The most authentic version of you lives beneath your fear. Your truest self is not hidden by chance. It's hidden by protection. Layers of performance, of people-pleasing, of pain. But beneath all that is a voice that never left. A softness you buried, a fire you dimmed. Dig with kindness, unearth your essence, and let the world meet the real you. Number 100. You are already enough, even as you become more. You don't need to earn your place here. Your existence is already proof of worth. Growth is beautiful, but not a requirement for love. Becoming is powerful, but not a condition for belonging. Right now, with all your unfinished dreams and all your old wounds, you are already complete and beautifully becoming at the same time. Number 101. Life gives you the same lesson in different costumes until you finally learn it. It will look like a new job, a new relationship, a new city, but deep inside, it's the same challenge. A repeated pattern asking to be seen. You can run from places, and people, and circumstances, but you cannot run from your own unfinished lessons. Until you respond differently, the same cycle returns, not to punish you, but to invite you to grow. Break the pattern, and you free yourself from the loop. Number 102. Your energy introduces you before you speak. People feel you first. They sense your tension, your calm, your truth. Before your words land, your essence already has. This is why authenticity matters. Because masks leak. Pretending drains you, but alignment radiates effortlessly. You are a frequency, and others tune to it instantly. Carry energy that reflects who you really are, and watch how life responds in kind. Number 103. You don't need closure from them, you need closure with yourself. You wait for apologies, explanations, truth from another's lips. But closure isn't something they give you. It's something you decide to give yourself. When you stop chasing what you may never receive, and choose instead to say, this ended, and I release it, I release them, I release the hold it has on me. This is how healing begins. Not when they change, but when you no longer need them to. Number 104. True strength often feels like surrender. We confuse strength with control, with gripping tighter, but often, strength is the moment you unclench. You let go of the battle you were never meant to fight. You step back, not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to see what's not yours to hold. Surrender isn't defeat. It's alignment. It's whispering, I trust the timing, even when I don't understand it yet. Number 105. The voice you speak to yourself with becomes your destiny. Every word you repeat inside, every quiet insult, every silent encouragement, becomes a script your body follows. Your cells listen, your posture shifts, your spirit bends or rises based on tone. If you keep telling yourself you're not enough, your life will shape itself around that belief. But if you whisper daily, I am capable, I am worthy, I am becoming, your entire being listens and adjusts. Number 106. Success without fulfillment is a form of quiet failure. You can climb every ladder, earn every title, fill every room with applause, and still lie awake empty, because success isn't proof of happiness. It's just proof of reaching. Fulfillment is proof of alignment. It's joy that doesn't need an audience. Seek what nourishes you inwardly, not just what looks impressive outwardly. That's where real success breathes. Number 107. The nervous system doesn't care if the threat is real or imagined. Think danger, feel danger. Your heart races, breath shortens, muscles tense, even if you're safe. Because the body listens to belief more than fact. This is why healing includes calming the nervous system, teaching your body to recognize safety, even when the mind spins. Relaxation isn't luxury, it's survival reprogramming. Number 108. What you chase often runs, what you embody often arrives. Chasing says, I don't have it yet, and life mirrors back lack. But embodying says, I already am it, I already hold it. When you live from that truth, people, opportunities, alignment arrive effortlessly. This isn't magic, it's resonance. You attract what you align with. not what you desperately chase. Number 109. The quality of your questions shapes the quality of your life. Ask, why does this always happen to me? And your brain finds evidence of defeat. Ask instead, what can I learn from this? And you find solutions. The mind is a loyal servant. It answers whatever question you feed it. So feed it ones that open doors, not ones that build cages. Number 110. Love doesn't always look like romance. Sometimes it's stillness. It's a warm cup of tea in your hands, a safe room where you can exhale, a song that holds you like a memory. It's friendship that feels like home. It's silence that doesn't feel lonely. Love isn't just lightning. It's also candlelight. It's being seen without needing to perform. It's being held in a world that often feels cold. Sometimes love is simply knowing, I am safe here, I can be me here, I am loved here.